Turn up your volume, turn up your volume, turn up your volume. Welcome to another Mindset Breakthrough Day with Sandra Bravo in Gold Coast of Australia. And I'm excited today because today we're going to talk about time to declutter. Time to declutter. Declutter. Less is more. We have to get rid of the old in order for the new to arrive into your life. And perhaps it's time to get rid of some old limiting beliefs that have been holding you back, and time to make room for new empowering beliefs to take you to where you want to go in your life, with success, with love, with health, with finances, with businesses. If you don't have your ticket for UPW with Tony Robbins yet, now is your time to get it. Bringthefreedom.com, and we have some translation for certain languages. I know one of them is Spanish, which is, the second most spoken language in the world. So if you are in Spain or in South America or in Mexico or in USA and Canada or anywhere in the world and you speak Spanish and the language was the reason why you hadn't done UPW before, well, you are in for a treat, because now there's going to be Spanish translation during UPW. I know we have some other languages as well. So if English is not your first language and you would rather do it in another language, just find that at bringthefreedom.com, and our team will be happy to help you and let you know if your language will be ready for translation or not. All right, time to declutter. Do you know what? It's so funny because spring just started here in Australia where I live, right? It's beautiful, it's sunny. Today it's a little windy. In fact, a big tree just fell off here in my garden. I was in my kitchen and I'm like, what's that thing on the garden? And at the very back where we have our hammock hanging between two trees, I realized one of them completely fell off from the wind, which is funny. But you probably get that feeling, when it's a spring, that because you've been kind of like hibernating during winter and staying in and not going out much and keeping warm and wrapped up. And I love my cinema room at home during winter because we spend a lot of time in there. My girls and I will snuggle up with blankets and clothes. Everything's completely dark in there. It has a big cinema screen on the wall, and we put a movie, and it has stereo sound with the speakers all over the ceiling, so it can get really nice and loud. And we bring the popcorn and the snacks and the hot drink, blankets, and we all snuggle up on the lounge and we watch a movie. And I love doing that in winter. And the other thing is, because most of us around the world have been in lockdown for quite some months, even if you're allowed to go out, it's still not the usual that it used to be, right? Like I'm very fortunate to be here in Gold Coast of Australia, and we've been allowed to go out for quite some time now, but we still can't leave the state. So I actually just booked on to go on a road trip adventure with my kids, because we used to travel overseas a lot, and my kids have been children of privilege, being able to fly business class and go to exotic destinations and stay in 5-star fancy hotels, or the best suites in the cruise and things like that. But this time we can't leave the state. And I'm not complaining. I'm very, very lucky and fortunate to live in such an amazing paradise like it is the Gold Coast here in Queensland of Australia. But I thought, what can we do for school holidays, which is coming up for us? And then it just occurred to me, and I found this beautiful, really nice motorhome that I'm hiring. I've never driven one in my life before. I mean, I drive an electric vehicle, a Tesla, so it's going to be very different to drive this big giant thing. Thank God it has like reversing camera and all the whistles that I need. And we're going to bring our puppy, and we're literally just going to live for 10 days. We don't know where we're going. We don't even know where we're going to stop off. I haven't really seen the countryside of my state. I've been to all the the fancy destinations where the beaches are and the islands and stuff, but this is going to be different. So I'm excited. And the fact that it's a spring and the weather is nice brings that feeling of, I want to tidy up, I want to clean up, I want to, the other day I started going through all my closet and getting out of all my clothes that I no longer wear, or I don't like them anymore, or they don't fit me anymore, whatever, shoes. And I gave it all to my chef, because she has teenage daughters who are about my size. So she said it would be great because they would probably fit them. So that was really good. And then I'm like, I finished with my classes and I'm like, I've got to get going, right? So now I'm going to do my office next. There's a couple of furniture I want to get rid of. It's got too much. Less is more. So I'm going to start getting rid of gifting books and things that I have in my office, get rid of more stuff. And then I'll continue with the living room and, the kids' rooms and all of that. But this is the thing. How many times you hoard? You hoard and hoard and hoard things because just in case you're going to need it one day, just in case you're going to wear it next year. And the truth is, for us ladies, for example, with clothes, like, let's be real. If you haven't worn it for a year or two, you're not going to wear it, okay? Yes, I know maybe you're waiting for winter or for spring or for summer, but if you haven't worn it for a year or two, that means you've been through all the seasons and you still haven't worn it. So it's time to clean it up and get rid of it, right? Make a space for the new to arrive. I know for me, I've been kind of feeling like I want to move. I want to go back to this gated community called Sanctuary Cove where I used to live. And I kind of miss the golf buggy lifestyle and the golf lifestyle. Before it didn't matter because I was traveling so much. I mean, I have a beautiful big property where I live, but I want to get back to that community, that sense of community, being able to just ride the golf buggy to have dinner and things. And so I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to send a sign to the universe that I want to sell my house so I can go out and buy a house back in that area where I want to be again. And so, again, I've started getting rid of things. And, my house has 7 bedrooms that we don't really need. And, all of these things. Is a big property. We love the house, we love the pool and the spa, but we don't really use the sauna or all the other things that we have, the gym. So I thought I'm going to start getting rid of furniture and things and decluttering to send a sign to the universe of, I'm ready to move and allow someone else to enjoy this beautiful property so I can go and find my next one. And you never know, I might not even buy it straight away because you know what? I am missing traveling so bad that I think as soon as the borders open up, I'm just going to go crazy and just run away for 3 or 6 months. I know my daughters and I have been planning to do a few-month trip around Europe. And now that Alana is doing homeschooling, it's so easy. I have one of my businesses events in Montenegro in December, hopefully. So you never know, if the borders open up, then I'm going to go off, and I have a bunch of my lady clients all over Europe that I can go and visit. And I thought, you know what, if the house sells anytime soon, maybe I'll just rent and put all of my goodies on a storage so that we can go off for a few months and not have any rush to come back, and no house to pay while we're traveling. So, but it's such a nice feeling when that spring feeling comes. And is it the same thing with your mindset? In your mindset, imagine that you have files, right? Or cabinets, just like in a library, pigeonholes or things. And there's a lot of limiting beliefs stored in those pigeonholes, in those file cabinets in your subconscious. And they're just taking a space that don't need to be. And so when that's Siri talking to me. And so what happens when you start to clear out those limiting beliefs, that those emotional big blocks that are getting on the way, all of a sudden you create a nice, sparkling, beautiful room available for the new empowering belief, for the new empowering habit to take place. Now, I've got to warn you, just like a spring cleaning, what happens when you do a spring clean in your house, right? The spring just arrived here for me in Australia, and all of a sudden I feel like decluttering and going through my closet and tidying up things and getting rid of everything I no longer use and all of that. And that's a great feeling. But while you're decluttering, while you're getting rid of all the things, what happens? It becomes messy first, right? So you start to get clothes out, and maybe the carpet, floor, or the bed gets full of stuff. You start to declutter here, the office. There's gonna be dust, there's gonna be a mess, and I'm gonna have probably books and papers and things all over the place, because that's what happens in the process of decluttering, right? So once I get at all the things that I don't want and all the junk and dust and dirt and mess, get rid of it. Now I can go and nicely put things in a neat way and make it all clean and sparkling and beautiful. And it's exactly the same with your subconscious. First, you go through the process of it being messy, okay? Because you're starting to dust all the little corners of the filing cabinets where you have all the limiting beliefs and all the blockages of energy and pushed down emotions that you haven't been wanting to deal with for years and all of this. And so what happens, imagine that you grab all those files or cabinets and put them upside down and you shake them, and so all the crap comes out, right? All the dust, the mess, and everything. And now this is messy and it's not nice, but it's the process before cleaning up. So now that you got rid of all the junk and all the stuff that you don't need, you can clean and tidy up and now put nice, fresh, beautiful things in. So just know that when you start working on yourself, when you start doing personal development, when you start growing, okay, there's growing pains. I remember when my girls were little, every time they were going through a growth spurt, they would be like, oh, mom, it hurts. And their knees would hurt, their elbows, their shoulders, their ankles, all of the joints would hurt, especially on the legs. And I knew we would all get excited going, oh, you're having growing pains. So, the bones are stretching and it hurts as they're growing. And so my girls knew, Mom, I'm having growing pains. It's exciting. That means I'm growing, Mom. Because they had sore knees or legs or any joints in the body. And we know it was growing pains. It's the same for us. Regardless of how old you are age-wise, when you're growing, when you're stretching, when you're getting out of your comfort zone, when you're working on yourself, doing personal development, etc., there are growing pains. Many times you go through a dark tunnel in order to come at a higher level of enlightenment. I know it's happened for me. It's like a cycle. Every 10 or so years, it happens for me in my life where I go through a tough year, some painful experiences or whatever, and I know, oh, I'm going through that dark tunnel, but I get excited because that means I'm growing and I'm going to come out on the other end of the tunnel at a high level of enlightenment, right? And so every time you start to work on yourself, to read a book, to do a program, to get an audiobook, to do some exercises, to release your emotions on your journal and all of those things, yes, first it's going to be ugly, it's going to be messy, it's going to be uncomfortable, it's going to be painful and yucky, but just know it, you're in the brink of a breakthrough, you're in the brink of something really cool happening for you. I know for me, it's been a huge year. I decided to take a leap of faith and leave my intimate relationship that I had with someone who had some really bad addictions. And I've known for years that I needed to cut that off, but it was painful. I procrastinated. So I finally, you know, held my breath and made a decision to end that intimate relationship that didn't serve me. My daddy passed away. My seminars stopped. I no longer can jump in a plane and travel around the world. And so it has been a tough year, but I get excited because I know it's just been another dark tunnel that I haven't been probably for 8 to 10 years that is going to get me out on the other end at a higher level of alignment. And so I'm excited. It's like, okay, I can't wait. What's waiting for me? Because I know I'm at the brink of a breakthrough. My feng shui lady said that October is going to be an amazing month for me and my kids. So I'm excited. And, I'm hoping that by December I can jump in a plane and go to Montenegro and Europe and all of these amazing places so I can continue to grow my business. And I'm literally going through a spring cleaning my house, and it's like, maybe it's a sign, maybe it's gonna sell because I want to go traveling, whatever it is, but it's exciting. I want you to know that if you're doing something for yourself, personal development, and you're going through some rough moments and moments that are putting you out of your comfort zone and that are creating pain or uncertainty, get excited. It's a good thing. You are on the verge of a breakthrough, and it's a good thing because you are getting rid of the old in order to make a space for the new to come. And less is more. How many times have you met someone that is a hoarder? And they just like to keep things and store things, and you move from an apartment to a bigger house and a bigger house, and it's still full of crap. or your garage or your storage room or whatever, right? And it's like, what for? All that stuff is just like a heavy load of baggage that you're carrying on your back. I know my daughter Lana, who's 13, she's amazing. She's a minimalist. You walk in her room, she has the biggest bedroom in the house, and her closet. But you know what? She just has what she needs, literally. Her drawers, just a basic amount of things. Her closet, 2-3 pairs of shoes. That's it. And then when I'm trying to, get something, because she goes, Mom, how do you even know what clothes you have? You have so many of them. You would forget they're there. And it's like, that's true. She's like, well, you just have enough for a week or two and then just turn them around, And it's like, I love that. If she needs to go anywhere, like whenever we travel, no problem. She just grabs everything she has, puts it in the suitcase, and she's done. I think the little sister and I are the complete opposite, right? I'm the one that has like 70 pairs of shoes for every outfit, and we're going on holidays. What should I choose? And I spend hours choosing what to pack, and the bag is full. And her little sister is the same or worse. She has so many things and clothes and shoes and you name it. And so when she packs, it's like, Brie, you don't need to take all of these. That's more like daddy. The daddy is a bit of a hoarder. He loves keeping the stuff. And it's when I moved from Melbourne to Gold Coast about 8 years ago. I didn't know yet that I wanted to buy a house because I was like trying to figure out where to live and all that. So I was renting, which means every time my lease was up, I would move because I could. And I was so good because moving 4 or 5 houses meant every time I move, I got rid of more and more crap, right? Because the longer you are in a place, the more stuff you accumulate. Which is why I said to the girls, look, if we're going to go traveling for 6 months or a year, I'd rather just sell a house, get rid of everything, just keep the few bits and pieces that are important to me and just put them in storage. Keep my car. I love my car. I'm not getting rid of my car, that's for sure. And then we can go, jet setting away for as long as we want to. That's a beautiful thing with the distance education school that my daughter is doing. And then the little one will do it as well. So it's very exciting. And I want to tell you, when you come to UPW, just be prepared for a massive spring clean that Tony Robbins is going to take you through. Because he will literally grab you upside down. Imagine he's holding you from your feet upside down, shaking you. So all of those filing cabinets in your subconscious are going to be flipped upside down. So all the limiting beliefs, all the repressed emotions, the anger, the sadness, the resentment, the guilt, the memories, the non-forgiving, all of these things are going to come out while you're doing UPW. And then, by day 3, we're going to start cleaning up all the mess of all the crap that came out. So then Tony can help you to clean and neatly put things into place by day 4, which are new empowering habits, new empowering beliefs to support you in the journey of success, to finally start living your dream life. And so just be prepared. UPW will be a huge spring clean. And it's very exciting because how do you feel every time you do a spring clean, whether it's in your bedroom, in your office, in your house? Afterwards, you feel amazing because all of a sudden it's brighter, it's cleaner, it's more spacious. You only have what you need and it's all neatly. And, there's so much more space and there's so much more light that comes in. There's more room and it just feels nice, doesn't it? Just like when you just got your nails or your hair done, like it just, it's refreshing, it's beautiful. So it's going to be the same at UPW. It's going to be messy at first, get rid of all the junk that doesn't serve you and hasn't served you for many years, and somehow you've been cleaning, holding on to it, and then we're going to clean it up, make it a lights, and just get excited because you'll be in the brink of a big breakthrough. You'll be ready at the end of day 4 at UPW to manifest the life of your dreams, which is what I've been living through since I did my UPW 10 years ago. And now I'm ready for the next step. I am doing UPW with you. It's actually going to be my birthday during UPW. So for me, it's like, I can't think of a better place to spend UPW than with Tony Robbins and a bunch of like-minded individuals all over the world. So I'm excited and I'm preparing for it. I'm doing the spring clean of my house, of me, so that I can be open to receive the new. You can't receive anything new if there's no room for it because it's filled up with the old. So you gotta let go, you gotta detach, you gotta get rid of the old in order to make room for the new to come. And that's exactly what we're gonna do at UPW. So if you don't have your ticket yet, less is more. Now it's time to get your ticket. Bringthefreedom.com. There are interpretation, translation for some languages. So find out if we have your language for interpretation. Get your ticket. I look forward to seeing you there, to celebrating my birthday with you and Tony Robbins at UPW, and to do a massive spring clean of your subconscious, of your mind, so that we can finally manifest the life of your dreams. On behalf of Success Resources, Tony Robbins, and myself, Sandra Bravo, signing off from Gold Coast of Australia. I look forward to seeing you next week. So wherever you are in the world, have an amazing weekend and live with passion. See you at UPW.